Culture Crave posted something very interesting a little while ago. Quentin Tarantino says that 2019 was the last year of movies due to streaming taking over. And now, if you've been following movies, shows, things like that, you would know that box offices have been having a little bit of difficulties with the odd hit here and there, but going to the theater is an experience that people are actually getting a little bit of nostalgic for. Today, I wanted to take a look at that clip, and as always, I'd love to know what you would think about it down below afterwards. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let me bring you over to the actual clip of him saying this right here. Starting at 20 seconds is when he gets into it.
Making movies? Well, what the fuck is a movie now? Okay, what the fuck is a movie now? What, something that plays in theaters for a token release for 4 fucking weeks, all right? And by the second week, you can watch it on television. I didn't get into all this for diminishing returns. I mean, it was...
I understand that, but I don't know what movie he's talking about in here, but I don't know if he's covering for a bad movie that came out, but he does have a very, very solid point. Streaming is really, really hurting films. Bad
enough in 97. All right? I mean, not in 97. It was bad enough in 2019, and that was the last fucking year of movies. All right, and that was a shit deal as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, 2020 and everybody staying home really put a damper on things. The movie theater experience changed big time in 2020, and everybody got really comfortable at home. Streaming services were popping off.
The fact that it's gotten drastically worse, and that it's just it's a show pony exercise now, the theatrical release. You know, and then in 2 weeks you can watch it on this one and that one.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the same for every single movie, but a big problem is you don't have to wait very long to go watch it again. You can just watch it at home soon.
Okay. Theater? You can't do that. Theater? Yeah, they pay a lot of fucking money to get in that seat. But there's no fucking taping it. There's no fucking cell phones. Hello, everybody with a cell phone.
Well, I mean, everybody brings it anyways. What are you talking about?
Okay. There's no fucking cell phones. You own the audience for that time, for that for that moment. They are all yours. They are in the palm of your hand.
Am I stupid or am I not following? People bring their phones all the time. People don't listen to the rules, and people just record things.
And it's not just about doing art. It's about wowing them. It's about giving them a great night out. They made it worth it for them.
But the problem is you have the culture changing, especially since 2020, like we've been talking about. And you also have movies that don't deliver the same quality like they used to anymore. Both those in combination. I don't think it's entirely like streaming services' fault over here.
Now that to me is fucking exciting.
Yeah, I absolutely, I love going to the movies, and it's something I talk about with my wife all of the time, especially, at the time of recording this video, Captain America isn't out yet, but I'm going to go see the new Captain America movie, but I constantly talk about, I really, really miss when the entire world would just get excited for a new Marvel movie. The movies, and you know what, you have the great one here and there. I just watched Inside Out last year, 2024 had some really great movies. Inside Out really stood out to me, Deadpool was awesome, you still have these experiences, but I want to say they're few and far in between with all of the movies that are coming out. Back in the day, you would have banger after banger after banger after banger. And now all of the qualities I find are more in TV shows than actually movies anymore. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just people trying to get cash grabs instead of making actual passion projects now when it comes to movies, storytelling. I don't know exactly what the reason for it is, but also the experience at the movie theater and people getting worse and worse every year. And I will say this escalated in 2020 with people being disrespectful. I find it difficult I don't find it difficult. There are points where I have a pleasant movie theater experience and I look at my wife when I'm done. I'm like, oh my God, nobody was coughing. Nobody brought their screaming baby. Nobody was on their phones. Nobody had their flashlights. There were no teenagers giggling. That's odd now. I think that takes away from it as well. And it's to the point, for my dad who loves movies. My dad loves movies. I've been to the movies countless times with my dad growing up. And I invite him out all the time whenever we go to see a movie. He goes, no thanks. He'd rather watch it at home because the people in theaters now are just so disrespectful. I don't know if it's like that the rest of the world, man, but over here in Canada, it's beyond horrible. But it's not just about what I think. Let's take a look at what a bunch of replies over to Culture Crave and other parts where this video ended up getting posted. So you're going to find just grand diversity of comments over here. So like and subscribe if you have not already. Let's get into what people thought about this video. Well, COVID did force the industry to move to streaming since the lockdown. Then companies such as Disney saw that streaming was a market that they haven't really tapped into yet, and in order to make the most of it with theaters, and then not long after release it to add to stream. Yeah, I mean, that could be it. They just want to compete because there are quite a few things. How many things have you seen now come to a streaming service where it's like, oh yeah, you know what? That could have actually been in theaters. And speaking of that, another thing is like, I think there's a huge potential for anime movies to come onto the big screen. Something that I am very sad about is the Demon Slayer movie coming out is probably not going to actually be available in my area. There's a lot of things that just in general should be on the big screen, but just aren't. And then the streaming service makes a big deal about it. There's nothing really wrong with that, but I really enjoyed the movie theater experience, man, okay? Movie studios simply didn't change their distribution model after COVID. They got incredibly lazy and just chased quick turnarounds. Going to the movies has never been the same since. I don't know. They got incredibly lazy and just chased quick turnarounds, excuse me. I don't know. Like, I don't know if laziness is the right way to put it. Perhaps, or maybe they're just looking for a quick profit. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one, okay? 2019 was a special year with a lot of huge releases, but 2024 didn't do too bad. Yeah, like there were some great things over here. You have Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Wicked, I hated that. Haven't watched Moana 2, Despicable Me 4 was good. Haven't watched Beetlejuice. Dune, one of my most unpopular opinions I've ever had, guys, is I actually hated the Dune movie. I hated it. I haven't watched part 2. I don't understand what the big deal about it is. Twisters I didn't really like. Sonic was great. And Mufasa I didn't see. But like I said, 2024 actually did have some pretty good movies coming out, and they had some pretty successful movies, but there used to be so many more bangers. Like, people used to get so excited just no matter what. You could go to, like, have your day-to-day conversation. Like, I can no longer go to work and just be like, hey, did you guys watch Sonic? You know, going to the movies isn't exactly a thing that everybody always does now, okay? Garbage cinema is taking over, and it's worrisome. Yeah, there's how many movies have you seen, too, where it's just like, I am not watching that. Let's take a look at another reply over here. Film has evolved from movies to shows. You can't compete with multiple seasons of masterpiece film. Making even one season of 8 episodes can go into depths that movies simply can't. Plus, 1 hour episodes are more comfortable than sitting down for a 2.5 hour marathon. I don't think it's necessarily more. I mean, it is more comfortable, but I don't mind going out for a 2-hour movie. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I think the quality of shows have been going up and up and up, and they've been diving into a deeper story than movies can't go, because what are you going to have, like a 10-hour movie? I like that. I think it's a very well thought out answer, to be honest with you. There are so many great shows to watch, and movies can't exactly hold up nowadays. Let's continue on. He's cooking, but there's still a ton of great films coming out in cinemas. I do wish they'd stop taking stuff out of the cinema after 2 weeks, though. Yeah, there's also a lot... There's also a lot of times where it just gets taken out. You don't really have the chance to see it. But I don't really see that as a massive problem, to be honest with you. But then again, like, if they're taking it out, what's that really say about the movie? He's right. Most movies don't do well because as digital home release is promoted sometimes the week it comes out. Why go if you can just wait and pay less? Exactly. Like, the reason it's convenient for me is because I am within walking distance of the local movie theater. My parents are a 2-minute drive away from the theater. Like, it's very convenient for me to go to the movie theater, and a lot of people don't want to also just spend, like, if you have a family, you're spending well over $100 on a movie. Like, it's become expensive, and the experience isn't the same as it used to be, but I'm still enjoying it personally. Like, even if the movie's subpar, like, I hated Wicked. I enjoyed going with my wife. I liked eating the popcorn. I liked seeing her smile, and just the movie theater experience is pretty nice, okay? To be fair, most movies that are made from that streaming company should have been in theaters, while some movies that come out on the big screen nowadays are just screams straight to streaming. Yep, that's true. Very simple, very well said. Let's continue on. Price is a big issue. Movie quality's gone down. Very few directors and actors can pull audiences, and home TVs got so much better after that COVID, people prefer home entertainments. The biggest issue is movie qualities has gone down. Yeah, because if Disney were to create something like the Infinity Saga again, like I pointed back to earlier, I miss getting hyped up for Marvel movies. You need one banger movie, continue on the story, and it'd be like a TV show, except like years of, it'll take years to actually pop up. But then again, TV shows are kind of becoming like that too. All you need to do is just make a product worth seeing. If they made something like, and it doesn't even have to be superheroes, I'm just using that as an example, a story that builds out over a decade that's worth following every single little second of, people will go back to the theaters, no problem. That's all it takes. But now we're just like, cameo here, multiverse that, crap movie over here. Like, it just, nothing's the same. And I will say people are having a big issue with it. And I think a lot of people are like my dad now, where they're just like flat out, the money's not worth it over here because they're not going to do anything about the person with the flashlight. Is it like that the rest of the world? It's ridiculous. But actually, this brings me to a more important topic. Have you seen The Rock telling people to sing out loud in the movie theaters? That's crazy, and we made a video about it. Check it out right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.